Hello everybody, welcome back to Chris Bosch Props. Today I'm going to do a video showing you guys how I build the leather pieces for the turtle, specifically the elbows and the belt and the knees and the wristbands, because these sides got to go somewhere. So they usually go right here, and we need to build a leather belt. Now there is a plastic belt that comes with the model that you could 3D print like this, which goes here, but for some reason it doesn't really fit. It's not scaled properly to the turtle, and it would be too much work to try to get it to fit. And to be honest, I don't really like it. Here, I actually put it on the wrong way. To be honest, I'm not really a big fan of it, and I just want to rebuild it in leather. I think it'll be a little easier, and it'll look a lot better than this. So let's get into the video, and let's start building the leather. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you the leather I got. I started kind of practicing on some of the pieces. And here, I'm going to use this leather for the inserts of the elbows. I was going to use it to cover the elbow, but it's just going to be a little too difficult to do that. I'm just going to end up painting the elbow pads because it's just going to be too difficult to try to get this leather to stick on it without a lot of air bubbles and wrinkling. It has some of the leather wrinkling and effects already in it. So I think once we put a nice coat of paint and some airbrush highlights, like to make it look worn, mixed with the leather that's going to go to fill the gap of the elbow, I think it's going to look really good. So the dark brown is for the elbows, and this more antique leather is for the belt. If you watch the movie carefully, you will see that they are two different leathers and they look just slightly different. In the movie, you could see the more antique-ish leather, a more worn leather look on the belt, and the darker leather on the elbows. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's start getting it cut and let's see how it looks. As you can see, I'm using my NECA turtle as reference because they really did a good job capturing the movie details there. So I'm just gonna copy this and let's see how it turns out. So we have the belt leather here. All I'm doing is referencing the 3D model belt. I'm gonna use the same width of it, and it looks like it's about 3 inches. So I'm gonna set this to the side. Each square on this cutting pad is 1 inch, so we're gonna cut 3 inches for the belt. I need the belt to be about 76 inches long, so it's gonna take quite a bit of cuts, and then I'm gonna go use the sewing machine and sew it together. Make sure your blade is sharp. It does not have to be perfect. Continue on. On up there. Okay guys, so we have our belt. I need to cut another piece, and that should give me close to 76 inches, and then I got to sew it together, and then we will call it good. Oh yeah, see guys, that looks really good. And then we can start adding in the side holders and stuff like that, which I'll attach with snaps. And yeah, that looks absolutely amazing. I hope the camera could pick it up with my arm in the way here. Here, let me actually get down there. So yeah, there it is. Let me cut the other piece, get it sewn up, and we'll see how it looks. All right guys, we now have our belt sewed up. We're gonna start building our side holders. Okay, we're gonna make the holder using these snaps. I have the piece measured out here, and I am kind of referencing the NECA turtle. I don't know if you can see some of that there. I'm referencing this, and I'm gonna build it pretty much just like what you see here, using these antique bronze or brass snaps. I put some painter's tape here to kind of measure out the location of where I want it, and the side needs to kind of angle this way. Does not have to be perfect, just good enough to hold it, and I think it'll look really good. So I'm going to start with this first snap. I think I'm going to have it right here. Leaves a mark for me. I'm going to use my razor blade. I'm going to cut a little hole, go through both the belt and the side holder. Okay, so to attach these snaps, as you saw, I used a razor blade to kind of poke a hole on the leather side. You just want to use that antique button snap, the button side, and you put the snap side on the inside where it's lined with felt, and then you use this little tool that is for both sides. You want the smooth portion to go for the button. If you use that one, you're going to put a big dent in your button. So for the smooth portion, that's for your button. It goes like that, and all you do is take your little hammering tool that has the pointed tip. You put that right in here. We're going to put it right there, and then we're going to hammer it down. And there you go. It is on there. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on our belt where I have it taped in that location. We're going to do the belt side, and then we're going to snap it onto there. So since we're already here, we're going to take this part of our snap. Now this will all come in your little box kit here. I got this from Hobby Lobby. They're the only place that had the antique bronze snaps. Going to take this side. Now I cut that hole with our razor blade, and it should just feed right through like so. And we're going to take that side. That's where the button is going to stick onto. That's also a snap side. So we have that. Now we want to use our pointy side. And we're going to take that, slip it underneath there. We're going to make sure it's centered in our point. We're going to take our hammering tool. And boom. So there we go. Snapped on, snapped off, snapped on, snapped off. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to build this out. I'm gonna have to add in a snap here, a snap here, a snap here, and a couple snaps for the side holder when it kind of goes like this. And it has to be kind of angled to the right, and then the side is gonna go in it that way. So I'm gonna continue to build this out, and let's see what it looks like finished. So for the elbow pad inner, really easy. All I did is with the darker leather, I cut some sticky adhesive Velcro here that you can get at Walmart, pretty much anywhere has this, any hardware store. And I put it right here so that you have a hook and a loop. You just put it right there, fold that in, and then booyah. And then I left this side empty to just kind of show you guys what you do. You just take your adhesive. Sometimes this will come loose over time, and I'll add super glue to the adhesive, and that gives it an extra like crazy bond to whatever you're putting this on. Fabric, I'm not sure, but for cosplay and plastic, a little bit of super glue on the adhesive. Here, I'm trying to peel this. Sometimes these are really hard to peel. There we go. Boom. Just putting like a little bit of super glue on this adhesive, and then putting it where you want to put it. So there we go. Like so. I already attached it to that piece, and then bam. There you go. That's going to be to cover the gap on the arm. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the arm and show you guys. So here is the leather on the turtle. It looks really good, guys. Perfect for what I want. This is just going to be for display. I'm not wearing this, so I didn't need to use like a really thick leather or anything. It's really just for display. And I think for display, it really does the part. I still need to do the wristbands with the darker leather, but that'll be pretty easy. It's no big deal. But yeah, that covers up all the gaps from the separate pieces. And then once we get the elbow pads and the knee pads painted, it's gonna look perfect. And then I'm gonna airbrush some highlights so it looks kind of worn looking. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And it has already like the ripples for the leather. It's gonna look really good once it's cleaned up. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and we're on to the next video, guys. Thank you.